Hey, do you know that in every 9 minutes, Child Protective Services finds evidence for a claim of child sexual abuse? Shocking, yeah? Stay with me. Let's go on a ride. Hey, it's Maurice Nelson once more, and in this video, we're talking about incest. So before then, I'm going to share about 8 facts you didn't know about incest. Probably you may know, but try to follow. Number one, incest is more common than you think. Incest and child sexual abuse is the epidemic no one speaks about. That's number one. Number two, it mostly takes place in families. Unlike the way media reports it, sometimes the media says that incest and CSS probably are committed by a stranger, and all. However, the majority of cases of CSA are cases of incest with the perpetrator being a member of the child's family or probably someone close to and respected by the child's family. So number three, abusers are not monsters. As much as we would like to believe that they are monsters, we put them in that, this thing that we did now, this thing trying to probably put them as monsters, it forms a defense system for them, to hide under, to make you feel like they are monsters and then probably they are mental ill. Some of them are within us and they are behaving like normal as all of us behave. So it is very, very impossible for us to identify an abuser unless we know that he is abusing. Number four, victims and survivors find it difficult to disclose what has happened to them. Disclosure is especially difficult for children, for children who may lack the language, to speak about what happened, something like that. And also, they may also have been threatened by the abuser, or they may fear not being believed if they do disclose it. Survivors of incest and CSA may only speak up about their abuse years after it had taken place. Remember, I told you about my own in the last week video. And you see, if this thing wouldn't have come up, probably I wouldn't have disclosed it. But you see, a lot of persons are knowing now because I just disclosed it. Number five, the majority of cases of incest and CSA are unreported. They are unreported. The rate of reporting of incest and CSA cases is even lower than the rate of disclosure. Sometimes because of the fear of social stigma, the complexity of the victim's feelings for her abuser or for his abuser, and the daunting process of navigating the criminal justice. And all of this is all contribute to the hesitation of the report of abuse. Number six, survivors of incest and CSA may remember the abuse months, years, or decades after it has happened. Some may not even recall having been sexually abused. However, these memories may be triggered by events, by experiences, by what they watch, what they see, and all of those things like that. Number seven, incest and CSA has a long-term impact on a woman's emotional, mental, and sexual health, and also a man's emotional and sexual health. Survivors of incest and CSA deal with comments like "it happened so long ago," something like that, and another thing like the another word that they are used to saying is no big deal or just get over it. However, when left unchecked, the impact of incest and CSA manifests in adulthood in the form of low self-esteem, relationship issues, eating disorders, and self-harm. Number eight, recovery is very, very possible. Survivors do not have to live with the effects of incest and CSA all their lives. Counseling that focuses on recovery and healing from the abuse empowers a survivor to acknowledge what happened and decide to act to reclaim their lives. Through the healing process, survivors are able to move beyond their abuse and build fulfilling lives for themselves. So after all of these facts I've told you now, what are the things you can do about incest and how can incest be stopped? The first thing is this: incest and CSA can be identified and prevented. That's one thing I need you to know. It is the responsibility of the adult in a child's life to identify signs of abuse or distress and take action. Accept and believe that incest and CSA could happen in your own family. Accept and believe that incest or CSA can happen in your own family or in your own home. Why we want to believe that incest and CSA doesn't or would never happen in our family by denying the possibility that our own family, could be unsafe for a child. We even make the space more unsafe by thinking about this particular matter in this way. All right. So another thing you need to understand is that When we believe that incest and CSA is as likely to happen in our own or in our own families as anywhere else, we can take the necessary precautions to create safe space for children and decrease the risks of incest and CSA happening. Seek help for your own abuse, if any. If you are a survivor of incest or CSA yourself, it is possible that the impact of your own abuse is affecting your behavior. Yes, some of us may show overprotective or overcautious behavior, something like that, that may end up hindering the children's development rather than, enabling their independence. Try to overprotect your children and all. When you have resolved the issues around your own abuse, you will be better equipped, to take the steps needed to prevent incest and CSA. Watch out for signs. While children may not be able to disclose that they are being abused, certain behaviors or signs such as inappropriate sexual behavior with other children, or writing stories about sex. These are some of the signs I'm telling you now. Writing stories about sex or abuse indicates that the child is facing sexual abuse. More general symptoms such as frequent illness, withdrawal and isolation, and eating disturbances and disorders, and also signs of distress in a child. All of these things are signs that to know that this person is being abused. Educate yourself. Read about incest and CSA on the internet. Listen to podcasts like this. Follow organizations working on the issue. Probably on all of those your social media platforms and all. And also, if there's an organization that is near you working on incest and CSA, you can volunteer with them, okay? Or see if they are holding probably conferences, workshops, and training programs, that you can attend. The next one is this: talk to children about sexuality and boundaries. Children should grow up knowing that sex is not something to be embarrassed or ashamed about. It is up to us to teach them their rights and tell them that it is okay to say no, even to an adult. Children should also know who they can go to. Probably, those kind of cases arises, they should be able to know who to go to. And that should be someone that will make them comfortable, not someone that will make them uncomfortable saying all those things. Create a safe environment for your child. Remember, I talked about creating a safe environment for your child. If you have not watched that video, the link is also up there. So create a safe space for your children. Make sure you create an environment in which children and their opinions are valued and respected. In a safe space, a child is not fearful of approaching an adult or wary, something that she or he might be reprimanded or punished for saying what she or he feels. A child that is involved and treated as a vital part of the community, whether it is within the family, in the school, or any other setting, is more likely to be able to tell a trusted adult if she or he is being abused. The next one is this: talk about it. Since so many cases of child abuse are cases of incest, bringing incest and CSA into everyday conversation challenges the very foundation of the family unit, making it an issue people are reluctant to talk about. This, of course, makes it all the more necessary to talk about it. Talk about incest as you talk about current events with family and friends. Take part in online campaigns, like what we are going to be starting in Childish very soon. Take part in it, online campaigns and conversations around this issue. And if you have any influence in the media, especially social media, like what I'm doing now, make it a part of your agenda to include this topic. It's very, very important to the public, and let them know. Let the public conversations understand that these things are happening, because the more you shed light on it, the more darkness goes, because that part is darkness. The more you shed light on it, the more it goes. The next one is know how to react. Know how to react. This is the most important part. Know how to react. In order to prevent incest and CSA from reoccurring in our families, you need to know what to do when a child discloses his sexual abuse to you. The most important thing to do is to believe the child. Believe the child. Remember, I talked about believing a child. It's very important. Reassure her that she or he did the right thing in coming to you, and that the abuse was not her fault or his fault. When you take action, make sure you tell the child what action you are taking. If she feels you are talking about the abuse behind her back or behind his back, she or he will feel like she or he did something wrong. Involve the child and respect his or her feeling when deciding on what course of action you will take. So That is very important. I hope you got value from this session now with Childish. Remember that that you need to subscribe, turn on your notifications, and comment. Very important. If there's someone that have been abused or somebody have been abused, and then how does it feel like, you can put how it felt like on the comment section, and we are going to reply to you, and then also try to encourage other people out there on how to come out of this particular issue. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful day.